Hey guys, Tomato Justice. So ahead of the tomorrow reveal of Battlefield 4, which I am certainly excited about, depending on when you watch this, it might already be out, but I already made my video of wish list, my realistic wish list of things that I really wanted, that I also thought realistically they could do and should do, and it wouldn't ruin the business model or anything. And now I wanted to give you guys my fantasy wish list. Now this is my wish list that, again, I think they totally could do these things, but it's kind of EA or DICE or laziness or stupidity or, I don't know, a mixture of all three or whatever. They're not. Also a note, this was a great game playing on pure Battlefield servers, which are just the best. If you want to play Battlefield and then also feel like you're actually playing on a team, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say. It's so good. Okay, so in no particular order, dedicated servers are back. Yeah, that would be a thing. Is they could just have those. I mean, technically they do have them, but really like the ability to like build my own server or run one or whatever. It's annoying that just one company takes the entire market of servers for Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4 should have dedicated servers. Should also have, and I know I said this, but a full spectator mode with a battle recorder built in, and in addition, you know, full camera tools, all that jazz. A separate version of Battlefields that is a competition version. So they have this in like CS Source, where they have the base game and then this like tweaked competition game with like more static elements to the maps and certain things like that that are sort of tweaked just for competitive play. And there was a big competitive community that sprung up when Battlefield 3 started, because Battlefield 2 had a good competitive community, and a lot of people were expecting for this game to sort of take off as another, you know, good competitive shooter, and it didn't, due to incompetence on the part of DICE and EA, where they didn't have a spectator mode, they didn't have, you know, balanced guns, they didn't have all kinds of stuff that kind of didn't work, and the whole thing fell through essentially. But I'd like them to focus on that at least a little bit and have that kind of option in there. I also want suppression tweaked or fixed or gotten rid of or something. Obviously, in its current state, it's not good. Certain guns need to be suppressing more, certain guns need to be suppressing less, certain guns shouldn't be affected as much by suppression. This all needs to be tweaked and fixed and played with to a high level. Also on the wish list is to fix the netcode, the hit detection, the horrible, horrible netcode and hit detection. The tons of times we've all been shot behind walls and undercover and all that stuff. Again, they could do that if they wanted to, but that's not going to happen. I'm definitely expecting to be shot behind walls at just the same rate that I've been shot behind walls in this game. Another wish would be to have an in-game server browser and make Battlelog completely optional. It's great to have all of those, you know, specs and all of the stats for all the KD and score per minute and all the reports and the social blah, blah, blah. It's good to have that stuff, but honestly, if I had a choice, I would have gotten rid of it. It's not particularly slow. It's not particularly terrible. It's just bad to use. I want to play a game. I want to launch a game, go into a server browser, and then, you know, join that server. Simple as that. I don't need to launch a fucking Facebook lookalike page just to play a video game. Honestly, get rid of it. Or let me not use it if I don't want to. It's annoying. Battlefield 4 wishlist, another thing. I wish every gun would be new. Wouldn't that be great? Now, obviously, there are a couple of mainstays that have to be in every shooter. You know, your M4s, your AKs, that sort of thing. But really, I mean, there's so many guns in the world that I'm sure DICE wouldn't have that much of a problem finding another 20 or 30 or 50 to throw in there that aren't the ones that we've already seen. I don't know, I'm just going to think of a couple off the top of my head right now. Well, first, there's tons of pistols they could use. The new 45s, Kimber, that sort of thing. HK-21, anyone, for a heavy machine gun. A Barrett 50 cal. Let's think of, like, assault rifles, the regular TAR-21. I could go on, but I'm going to stop. There's so many they could add in, and to not do completely new guns would be a disservice to Battlefield 4. My next wish is... Oh, Back to Karkin would be included in the base game. Okay, these maps have been in every single Battlefield game, these Karkin maps. So Wake Island, Strike at Karkin, Gulf of Oman, shit, I'm blanking on the other one, but these maps have been in every Battlefield game since Battlefield 2, and Wake Island's been in Battlefield since 1942. So for us to have to pay for these maps at this point is just blatant money grubbing, which is obviously not ideal. Now, again, fantasy, totally not gonna happen, but we can hope. Here we go. Every option that's on a server is also a server filter option on the server browser. So, you know, anything that you can set as a server side, you know, thing, you can now filter by that. So if, say, the server is a pistol and knife only server, you could filter by pistol and knife only, you know, that sort of thing. Or, you know, ticket count, vehicle spawn, that kind of thing. Moving on. Oh, this is probably the biggest one. Here it is. You ready? My wish for Battlefield 4? The biggest bullshit wish that will never come true. I wish it will be balanced. It's not going to be balanced. It's going to be a horrible, horrible mess of imbalance and overpowered crap. Almost all DICE games when they first released them. I mean, jeez. I'm thinking, remember the M60 in Bad Company 2 when that game first came out? It was just unbelievably unbeatable. So Battlefield 4 is going to be just as hilariously unbalanced as Battlefield 3 is now. It's definitely there. I just don't trust in their ability to balance weapons because they have consistently failed. So that's never going to happen, but I wish. My other one was, and I know my realistic wish was to get rid of co-op or don't make us grind in co-op for weapons. My fantasy wish for Battlefield 4 is to include an actually good co-op mode. I'm thinking like co-op versus like dinosaurs and shit with like rock. I mean, they've thrown these ideas around. They could totally make like a sweet co-op against zombies sort of thing, or dinosaurs, or even bots that are like aim bots. It'd be like, you know, simple style missions that are just kind of like fun to play through. You don't need to go all in depth and try to make them shitty single player missions or whatever. Just fucking, they could do it. They could, but they won't. They won't. I'd also like Prestige from Call of Duty 4 or whatever. I know this is probably not that popular of a request or whatever, but I don't know. I'd like it. I think it's fun to level up again, and I think they're missing out on people like me who like to grind for no reason. So, oh, here's one that'll never happen. I wish that they'd license out Frostbite 2.5. Just license out the engine like Unreal 3 or Source or what have you. You know, you can just, any developer could grab it and make some games with it. That would be freaking sick. My I'm thinking that the reason that they haven't done this is because the thing is just so buggy that it's just not even worth sourcing out. But maybe that's just my pessimism. Also, you know, there'd be mod tools and really easy ways to mod it. Perhaps integration with, like, Steam Workshop, that sort of thing. Here's a big one. In the next Battlefield 4 or whatever, I wish that there would be zero damage or accuracy modifying attachments or perks, okay? Giving something like the heavy barrel in the game, which is like the only, effectively it gives you a damage buff, let's be real, and it's just like, if you have the option for all these different attachments for a gun, except one of them actually makes the gun do more damage, how stupid would you be to not choose that? It makes them any damage modifying attachment or perk or anything like that, it's gonna be overpowered. Just don't put it in. Find a different thing to put in there. Find other stuff to put in there. You know, I also said accuracy. Same goes for accuracy. If it's going to increase my accuracy, there's really not much point in using any other attachment. Now, the exception I would say is for like the laser sight for hip fire. That's because it's situational. It's not going to really affect the balance or what have you, but giving an attachment or a perk, like I'm thinking like Magnum ammo from Bad Company 2, they had that perk in there, and it's just like now everyone's got to use Magnum ammo because duh, it gives you extra damage. There's no point in any other perk now. So these sorts of things are just really blatant design flaws, and I wish they wouldn't do that. So that's my, and they're not going to. There's going to be the heavy barrel in Battlefield 4. Or something similar that buffs your damage or accuracy in a stupid way. Okay. Here's probably another... This is probably the biggest one. I guess I'll end with this. I wish all gun data, attachment data, all this stuff that you can find on simthick.com that is like really awesome and really awesome for nerds like me who like to break down gun mechanics and look at, you know, what's better and what's worse or whatever. All that's accessible, easily broken down. All of it's on Battlelog. There's easy tutorials because a lot of people, they join this game and they expect that, you know, at least class-wise, all the guns are going to be balanced. You know, at least within the assault class, all the assault rifles are going to be assault rifles, right? Wrong. You know, and damage in this game is unique. It's all based on fire rate, you know. A gun that fires faster has higher damage output. It's going to kill people faster, but might be harder to control. So if you can control it, it's just going to be just as accurate and better than all the others. So they need to make that much easier to understand for people new to the game. That's all I'm going to talk about right now. I know I've just ended. That's it at the moment. But let me know if you have any sort of things that you just like wish they would fucking just add in there, for fuck's sake. But they will never, alas. And my last would be like, you know, DICE quits, joins Valve, Valve joins Stardock, Stardock and Valve and DICE all join Good Old Games, and they make one giant happy gaming conglomerate that touches the world with beautiful art and magical feats of science and gaming, and it's all beautiful and wonderful and amazing, and it'd be so great, but it'll all never happen. Thanks for listening to my list of things that will never happen. Goodbye, guys.